Okay, abusua be makwa abasonko so ereba POG Media. So yembonra yensem no Afenyo Markins ne Anoh Dompre na Speaker of Parliament a suspend over entukwa course so vetting committee ho a say enye asem keto akra. Nioma course na eni enya yedi kan de bi abremo Captain Smart true hot fire on them as and speaker Aban Bagbin de nine former abusua Anoh Dompre ne Afenyo Markins omo ho achire omo suspension ye ba be suspend omo enye easy cry ensem mo meno mo yenko na yenko nkoti ensema course na ansa na ebeko no o ensem kan bi afa share comment section like na share ma afofro so ensa into me enkabi aha POG Media so medamase.
So I've listened to Bagbin. And I'd like to just pick up from where he nearly landed when he said that the NDC needs to exhibit, some strength and all of that.
You think they are wrong?
I think that, you see...
That your chair is weak, they say?
There's a thin line between showing, exerting force and exhibiting a certain level of, strength and being also tagged as arrogant. You see, the situation we have right now is that we have a party that just exited power. They have been arrogant. They have done these things Bagbin is talking about. It's shown a bow, you can't say anything, keep quiet. They've done all these things over and over. There are things that have happened that has led into the MPP going home. The NDC is forced to immediately try and transform and adjust to living between towing the same line or using a different line but be firm. Be firm. I'll give you a typical example. So like what Afenyo Markins is doing yesterday, what would generally happen is that then immediately some judge would probably get upset and go like, no,
do you think he was provoking him?
You see, that's the idea is that, first of all, you have failed. And after you failed, now the same person that has failed is sitting in front of you, and then they say derogatory things to you. I remember the show that I had the last time. I had an MPP rep sitting there and then talking, and then, when the wind gets into our head and we get arrogant, and then maybe I'll tell them, you keep quiet, you're not coming back to power. These things have gone on back and forth for too long. My argument is that NDC communicators would have to, as much as possible, NDC appointees would have to, as much as possible, remember that the people that gave the mandate are not only the members that belong to the NDC. There are people in between there who are looking at everybody else. They are not party holders. They are not card-bearing members, but they actually give us the mandate. They want us to do something different. I mean, if we go back and toe a certain line, so for example, like Afenyo Markins yesterday, then people will start telling him stuff and then shut up, blah, blah, blah. Yes, no problem. You can do that. You can do all of that. But at the end of the day, what would happen is that people will now start saying, you see the arrogance, they are just 3 weeks in power. But we can be firm. Firm in the sense that if you say for whatever reasons that you are tired and you don't want to sit on the committee to continue vetting, go home. Nobody's sacking you. Go. There are other members on the committee who can actually continue the vetting if they want to. If you don't want to, in any case, at the end of the day, when everything is done and it comes to Parliament, we'll pass. It's not a place to fight. That arrogance and all of that, and that is why I have a problem with Afenyo Markins. And I said this yesterday when I went on Joy Prime, and I'd like to say it to him again. I mean, if he's watching, listen, you're that one person who said that you.
If you can refrain from mentioning other competitors, I think that for editorial policy, you will be fair to us. Okay, please continue.
Okay, sure. But I'm saying that, you see, it is difficult to actually speak without actually mentioning him, because he's doing the questioning. Well, and if not, then the conversation will be very, very difficult because he is doing the questioning and he's asking questions. And whether you like it or not, you would refer to something he has said, like it or not. But I'm saying that in all of this, he should remember right from the time when he was talking about the fact that he cannot sit even on a minority chair, is spiritually blah, 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 and all the arrogance. This is the time for everybody to tone down. The MPP to tone down in the sense that you have failed. And because you have failed, you have to be extra humble and then allow the people to watch and allow us to be able to do the things that we have to do. The NDC, on the other hand, would also have to learn to, as much as possible, contain contain, because they would make you angry. They would say stuff. I mean, I'm trying to imagine me sitting here with maybe, Tonto, or sitting here with anybody else from the MPP who now wants to talk about the fact that the NDC has failed in 3 weeks or 1 month. I would want to go back and raise all those issues.
So I'm being diplomatic. Because on our stream, for example, I have Emmanuel Afedison, who says that the NDC is just a weak political party.
They call them a weak majority.
Okay, so let's say for instance, let's take it. Okay, no problem. Let's say the NDC is weak. What would they have us do? Send in military, come to the vetting committee, carry Afenyo and everybody and take him out. I'm saying that some of those things are the same things that we have sat on platforms, and that is why John Dramani Mahama is saying that arrogance and disrespect will not be one thing that would actually be countenance in this governance. Then what makes us different? What is the difference then? I mean, if all of us have sat down on TV stations, on radio stations, and we have indicated that certain things that people did in the past, from Captain Koda, and they are seizing people's property, and they are beating people, and then everybody, and Randy Abbey is complaining, and then Randy is on show, and people enter his studio, and all of us sit here and say it is totally unacceptable, right? We say it's unacceptable. Okay, then we want to do the same. Because you see, anything less than that, then people will continue to say you are weak. And you see, people are also filled with vengeance. Roland, don't forget that. People are filled with so much vengeance because they feel that this government that has just passed has done so many things that they need to be actually dragged to hell if we have to. So there is that edge, there is that eagerness to catch people, punish people, do stuff. But you see, when leadership is given to you, you are sitting at the head of affairs. You're the one that sees everything that goes on. That is not to say that the John Dramani Mahama you see today is a weak man. No! As much as he's being kind, as much as he wants to follow the process, the people that need to be dragged to the places that they have to be dragged will be dragged. And I am saying that on the appointments committee, they will continue to do the things like my senior brother said. Some of the questions are just ridiculous. It doesn't even make any sense. In fact, it has no bearing on the work the president is going to do. And the issues that really matter were left behind the scenes.
Like when we jump to, for example, he's a regular friend on Facebook. Schofield Ali Sabit says, brother Adel Ibn Shakumar, the truth is that we've been soft. Let's react to this nonsense, so to speak. That's what he says. But what's the middle ground? Trying to accommodate some of these excessive inquisitions and then leading to distraction of tables in Parliament, exchange of words, provocative words, etc., and then saying that that's part of the vetting process at this point in time. Is that what trying to find the best material as they are nominated by the president to fill ministries?
I'm trying to. Good morning to our
Good morning. Your own commentary so far.
I'm trying to place your question in a certain context. That the president would have to pick people from, according to the law, from Parliament. And in picking them, he needs to know their character, right? And if this is the character they are showing, is it right for the president to pick people like that? Is that where you're heading for? Is that what you mean?
I'm asking if that should be the way.
Well, what does the Constitution say? It's the Constitution that determines where the president should pick his appointees from. But let me add something to what my brother said on the salt. Yes, Ghana is behind Senegal, but the crystals that Ghana has is much better than the crystals than Senegal. Yeah. So we have a much better price for our salt than Senegal does.
Both domestic and industrial
salt. Now, gross disrespect. First point of call, the parliamentarians have not respected Ghanaians.
One side or both sides?
Both sides. The parliamentarians are not there because they are handsome, because they are beautiful, because they have brains in their head, because they don't have brains in their head. They are there because of the people of Ghana to serve. And it looks as if they haven't learned from the debacle of 2020. That is the most painful part of all. And it looks as if it is a place of entitlement. We've been voted for, so it is our entitlement to do whatever we want to do. It is wrong. Very wrong. is gross indiscipline, is ludicrous, is disrespectful, absurd, and preposterous for them to act the way they were acting yesterday, unfortunately. Even to the point of fisticuffs. They are the ones who were asking the nominees their profession, didn't they? And you got this degree in this, you got this degree in... Most of the parliamentarians there, do they not have degrees? Are most of them not lawyers? That, at a point when the time was going, because you see, one thing they should remember is that they are vetting people where Ghanaian public too is watching. So the time duration should be structured. I stayed in the office till 11 yesterday just watching, because I didn't want to miss anything, especially when I knew it would be a discussion for this morning. People have to sleep and wake. There has to be a time limit on it. And why did they keep putting more people in to be vetted? They were supposed to vet 3.
No, yesterday, Samukujetu was supposed to have been added. I think it's the long hours.
No, they added. Originally, it was 3 people. Then they added. They added that, I think, 5 or 6 people. And the time was going. Why? Was there a particular reason? Had the president put some challenge on them to finish the vetting quickly? Was that what it was? Why would they vet people for so long? Because look, human beings, after a while, you lose concentration. After a while, your body faculties go into a certain kind of way. You are not as fresh morning when you get to night. That's why we go to sleep, isn't it? For the body to rejuvenate itself. Why did it go for so long? But I would have thought, if they wanted to stop, and NDC wanted to go on, and MPP wanted to go on, shouldn't it be leadership going into conclave? Couldn't the chairman, couldn't the ranking, couldn't Dafia Mapo, those leaders there, couldn't they tell the people of vetting, we need to go into conclave to discuss a few matters. Go and discuss it and then come back and tell us. Couldn't they have done that? That they had to exhibit what they exhibited on the floor of Parliament? Was that right? And I asked the question, and my brother, I'm not sure whether it was Prof or, I think it was Prof, when I indicated, and correct me if I'm wrong, when I indicated, do the laws of this country, do they apply to Parliament? Do they? Or it's only...
They apply in relation to the Constitution as indicated, and then also the standing orders.
Are the laws higher than the standing orders? Law of the country higher than the standing orders?
Yes. The Constitution is supreme.
Okay. So, was the police there?
What's your point?
Was the police there? Did we see the police there? Was there criminal damage to property? Yes. Okay. So let me go to the law. And it says, in Ghana, the destruction of public property is considered a criminal offense under the Criminal Code 1960, Act 29. Specifically, Section 172, and listen to this, righteous damage to property. This section makes it an offense to intentionally or recklessly cause damage to public or private property during a riot or disturbance. So let me ask the question. Was this intentional?
Sure.
The damage that happened there, was it intentional?
Sure.
Okay, I'm applying the law.
Yeah.
Was it intentional? Yes. Was it reckless? Yes. Why doesn't the law apply to them? Why can't they be arrested?
So where lies the principle of equality before the law?
Well, in Article 117, you find that civil or criminal process coming from any court or place of parliament shall not be served on or executed in relation to the Speaker of Parliament or the Clerk to Parliament while he is on his way to or attending at or returning from any proceedings to Parliament.
Except for this is 7.
We are talking about criminal damage.
I do understand.
Yes.
And so when the
criminal
action will
damage
have
of
to be
property.
undertaken, as
Criminal
you get to
damage
invoke
of
criminal
arrest
proceedings, etc., it has to go through the processes.
I understand all that. Are their laws bigger than the country's laws?
Simply no.
Are they bigger than us?
No, but
the
their
people of Ghana.
processes.
Aren't we supposed all to abide by the law of this country? Aren't we?
We are to.
The Speaker should look at these laws. And let me ask a question. Why aren't they using the same standard for everybody?
I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
You mean for the nominees?
Why aren't they using the same standard for everybody?
I talked about that.
Explain.
You interview someone for 5 hours. You interview someone for 4 hours. And you interview someone for 10 minutes.
6.
Whatever the case is. 10 minutes. Let's give them 10 minutes.
It's not fair, it's not balanced.
I mean,
What's the standard? What's the standard? Oh, we know you. Oh, we know you.
we don't have any problem with you. As for you, we don't have any problem with you.
Wait. What is the reason for vetting? What are they trying to achieve for vetting? Did you watch the vetting of RK, is it RKF or RFK, the Kennedy guy?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch it? You see how they drilled him? Some of the questions they asked.
The works and housing.
No, the health minister in America.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The kind of questions they ask. This is the kind of questions our nominees are asking.
We are joking here.
They drilled, the Senate committees drilled
They
them.
drilled them.
And about what you did in relation to
Exactly.
the position you're
They even asked about a book he had written and earned $5 million out of it. I didn't have anything wrong with Afenyo Markins asking my good friend George, Sam George, with regards to funding. The moment Sam George told him that it was private, he just ended it there. Don't go any further.
I don't understand. Are you trying to say that Afenyo is trying to be vindictive?
No. Because I think what Afenyo was trying to bring out was to make it clear that he did not use, because he was still in government, he did not use government money to go and educate himself. That was the way I read it. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But that is what the inference I got from that question. But some of the questions were irrelevant. You cannot use vetting to now settle political scores.
Playing of the video?
Yes, for what?
I say.
The people of Ghana have said to you, hey, Monko, we don't want you in. I mean, the vote explained itself why we don't want you. So why do you bring it back up? Or what? They're trying to satisfy President Akuffo Addo to show him that, yeah, we are fighting for you. President Akuffo Addo is old school now. What he's done is what he's done. He came, he's done his best. His best went, for Ghanaians. So, why are you going back there? Now, look.
You need water?
Look, I don't need water because I don't tend to understand why these things happen. So, yesterday, after all this, when they got home, what did they tell their children?
I don't know, it's after midnight.
Whatever the case.
Oh, you mean after what their behavior they put up there?
When they got home and they opened their front door and their teenage son was watching, they asked, Daddy, Mommy, what went on in Parliament?
Akuffo.
Will they say, oh, don't mind them? Is that what they will say? We were showing them that we also have power. Is that the meaning of being in Parliament? Because you see, right now, Anoh Dompre has vindicated Emefa Hardcastle.
The lawyer,
yes.
CEO, Petroleum
Company. Yes.
Because they're silly.
Yes.
Are you saying that the silliness was exhibited?
Did we not hear? When you played the video, did you not hear? What did he say?
What
was that for? You see, what really hurt my heart was afterwards when I saw the damaged microphones and the table legs being broken and having to carry the table out. Yet you can yo. So it means you don't respect the Ghanaian investing in parliament. Do you know how much those tables cost? Do you know? So I expect, in conclusion, I expect the Speaker of Parliament to refer all of them to the Privileges Committee. And I expect the Privileges Committee to exert punishment on any of the MPs there who are found guilty. They should be suspended for a certain duration of time to show them that the fact that the people of Ghana have put you there doesn't mean you can act any way you want to act. Period.
You know the constitution.
Okay, I was winning and some also our political high winning so. A Speaker of Parliament, Ninsama, just say, Neoma, it is a punishment I Babe Coso, or Babe suspended Afenyo Markins, a NPP MP Sinibia, just say, or more courses are problem, no, and no one sem at the brain. But I must say, Moje Pene Cocotis are Odui at the my aha, POG Media, so, but I must say.